And Cav, the Cornish Sewing Girl, welcome back. Oh, I was so pleased when my last video, how amount of people watched my channel. I was absolutely delighted. And thank you so much for the lovely comments I had. I had some amazing, lovely comments. I took you along to True Fabrics last video, and I showed you the fabric that I bought and stuff I wanted to buy another day, and everyone said, oh, they like the pebbly one, the stretch one, which was a viscose jersey. I got a little bit of that here, a little bit of offcut, so I went back and I bought this, and it is a viscose jersey, and I think they're, you know, best for I did have me pattern here we are, best for a nice wrap dress. Here we are. So I'm going to do that one there. Now, I always say how I don't like to, sorry, I've just washed my hair. I just got out the shower. It's not dried or nothing properly. I do like a nice wrap dress, but like I said, I don't like things to be too fitted, and I don't like things to have too much volume of fabric. I'm sort of like, I always take things, loads of volume out of things, but I don't like it fitted either, you know, if you get the idea. Now that one there doesn't look like it's got too much volume. I think that one is lovely, but I also find this would suit me as well. Now I wouldn't, how can I explain this? There's always ease, isn't there, in a fabric, but you don't get ease in a stretch fabric because it's got the, you know, the give in it anyway, so you don't need it. But you don't want it, still don't want it to pull across certain areas. So I'm going to give it a lid. I'm going to grade out one size on the bottom, even though that is a fitted style, just so it's not too fitted. But I've on the back, it's got finished garment measurements there. Now whether that'll come out back to front, I'm not sure, but they're right upon my measurements. If I done like this one starts at a 16, so you couldn't grade from a 14 because it starts from a 16, but on the skirt bit, which I'm going from the more fitted one, I'm going to give that a little bit more. So I'm going to grade out between a 16 and an 18 there. Because when, you know, you've made it, if you just tack the sides, you know, do a little running stitch on the sides just to get your size in, at least you've got that fudge room there. You aren't sort of like, you know, not thinking ahead. Now, I'm still keep thinking about when those had all those lovely subscribers. Hear me waffling on about that. But yeah, I was off for a little while, so it did make me feel like it was worthwhile coming back. I still want to keep saying thank you. Anyway, another thing I did say when I was in that sewing shop, and I say, oh, if you know it waves up, just iron it and it'll come out. You know, you stretch fabric when you do your overlocking. But in having said that, ironing, you know, we all love to iron because it does get a lot of problems solved. But there is obviously on your overlocker another, these are all my little testers I done to get a nice stitch on it for myself. And I quite easily got one, although it didn't start out very good. It easy went because of the there, look, it tells you on here if they're waving a little bit, and you could use your differential feed, if I've said that right. And this is the differential feed, so I'm going to take you off camera because I can show you that a little bit, how I wanted to show you how I got a nice stitch to sew, because it came out all right in the end, and I'm thinking, well, that'll be lovely, you know. And now I'm going to show you how I got a nice running stitch on my sewing machine as well. I used a jersey needle, because you can get stretch needles or jersey, but in the sewing shop they only had the jersey, so I thought, well, I'll give them a go. And yeah, it's come out fine with a jersey needle. I went for a 12, even though this is lightweight. You know, I thought, well, a 12 is medium fabric, and it was okay on that, so everything worked well with that. So I'm now going to take you off my little tripod so that I can pan you around my overlocker and just show you how I got a nice running stitch. And then I'll show you what, because the dress is still in progress, and I'll show you what I've done so far. I've done a little bit of the top bodice here. That's all I've got to, because my husband been home for a little bit and I've been out to lunch. And I shall show you where I went in Cornwall for lunch, because we went to a new, not a new to us, but a different hotel than I normally show. So I shall show a little bit of that in a minute and what I've been up to. So let's take you off and I'll just show you my overlocker, because I've got a Bernina 1150 MDA. I've had it for, must be 8 years now. And I very often think when I'm going to sew, I wish I had one of those air threaders. And that would set me back, you know, a good £1,000 or more. But coming up and having a little play around with this, because there was one thing, when I changed it from, like, going from wovens to stretch, I had one little issue with this machine. I'll just show you that a minute as well, before I show you how I got the overlocker. And it's on page 42, if I can find that. There we are. I did put a little bookmark in it. Now, changing it from wovens to stretch, I had this little thing here, a little like adapter thing. What do they call it? A converter, they call it, so that it fools the machine that there's thread in one of the loopers. That's what it's designed to do. Now, I used to struggle to get that on, and at times it used to ping off and fly around the room, and I thought I broke it, because looking at it, you know, it's a funny old shape as well, that I never knew whether it was broke or not. But this time I've really studied it, and I'm thinking, well, rather than just try and feel around and click it in, let's just take my time and read the instructions, even though I've had the machine 8 years. I managed to know that now it's quite easy to see. There's a little hole in that little arm that comes down that fits over that little hole there, and there's a little arm there that keeps it in place. So instead of just fabbing it around and waiting for it to click and not really seeing what I'm doing, I tried to follow this instructions to the T, and it did. It all clicked into place. And I did need the differential feed a little bit to get a nice running stitch. Oh, I'm going to need that to show you the differential thing in a minute. Let's just turn to that page a minute if I can. That was page 27. There we go, got that. Now I'm going to take you off the tripod so I can show you that and how I got on with this top. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. This is my overlocker, the Bernina 1150 MDA. It was about £750 when I bought it about 8 years ago, and I absolutely love it, to be honest. I think Bernina, well, I know Bernina is good, and so are Jannomi's, and so are Brother. Now, this was where that little cat went to, in behind there, if you can see it. So I managed to get that in place okay. So that was good for starters. And then, because I'm doing the stretch one, I've only got one of the bottom loopers in, which is the red one here. So we only thread that one, only one thread down the bottom, and then you got your 2 needles there. So I need to tighten all this up. It's got a bit loose there, but that was that all went fine. Now, how I got a nice stitch is on here. It does show you little bits of wave and how you can use the differential feed. Now, I did say in the sewing shop, if it's wavy, don't worry, you can iron it out. And yeah, that does happen. Now, when I very first put the first one in, you know, the first tester in, it wasn't really going that well at all until I started to play around with it. And when I played around with it, I did use the differential feed a little bit. But as you can see on the side, that's neutral there. So I hardly moved it at all. And then I started giving it a little blast through the machine, and there we go. She was coming out lovely. I was pleased with how it was coming out. Let's see if I can get and turn it around so you can see. There. And it's got a nice bit of stretch to it. The more I played around, the better it become. So I was happy with that. Really happy with that. So there we go. So that's a little bit about my overlocker, and now I'll show you the top. I'll stop the video. That's how I get my overlocker all set up. Now I'm just going to show you something just before I show you how I sort of done the top bodice. I just want to show you how I got a nice running stitch on my sewing machine. Now on my sewing machine here, this is a Brother. There we go. I'll just stand back so you can see my sewing room. Sewing room's a mess, I expect. But this is what I done for stretch fabric. Now, a lot of people on a lot of sewing machines got the lightning one, which is that one there. Now, I did do that on here. I did have a bash at the mall. But I didn't want to have a ridge going down, because some of them were feeling a little bit like a ridge on them. And I didn't want that. So I played around and I came up that I liked the best was that one. And I put it on my memory, because I've got a little memory pocket there. You can press that one there and it'll save it to, it'll say retrieve memory or reset. I don't need to do any of that because I've already done it. But I put that one on me memory so that if I, you know, steaming on with something, at least I, you know, won't keep going back to factory settings, like, you know. So we got the double stitch, which was this one here. There. And that one was lovely. I had, you know, that one was all right. This one I felt was a little bit jaggedy, and felt when you rubbed your finger on it, you could feel that one, but you couldn't feel this one. This one was smoother, so we went with that one. So that's how I got to that stage. So I'll see you in a minute. Right, this is where I've got to. I've just done a bit of the top bodice. This was lovely fabric to use. It handles really well, but because it's cut on the bias, I'm going to not pull it around too much, because you can pull it out of shape very easy on the top bodice there with that bias cut down the neckline. There, and there's the pleats in the bottom. I'm now going to show you the neckline a little bit more. I haven't completely sewn it on. I started to do this last night and then my husband wanted his tea, so we had to stop. And this is just where it's been sewn to, 2 pieces of fabric there with some interfacing in the middle, and then you sew them together so that forms the outside, and then you bring them together and sew them down the side. They're like that. It's very easy put together, and that forms the neckband, and you go right up all the way around the neckline. I will overlock it. All this here will be all overlocked and all flat down. And then when I've done that, what I shall do then, I've actually tacked this side down. What I shall do then is get a twin needle and right on this seam, and then tucking everything over to one side. It'll help stay stitch it as well. I shall do a row of twin needle all the way down right on that seam. Put a needle either side of that seam going down. So that's my intention with finishing off the neckline. Now, how I form these little pleats, you won't believe how easy these little pleats were to do. They were so easy. And here's the pattern piece here. And all it was, you've got a solid line and a dotted line. So you pick up your solid line, you make a crease on your solid line, and you bring it just over till you get to your dotted line. And this V here in the middle, that forms the little pleat underneath. or that could be the pleat on the top, wouldn't it? Like that. And then all I've done is done about 2 inches of stitching on there, because it was a bit of flimsy material, and it was just nice to be able to do that little row of stitching just to keep it all together. So there you go. I'm going to leave that here now, and I'm going to come up again and finish that off. I hope you like that little bit about the top bodice and how I set up my overlocker, and how I you know, get a nice running stitch on my sewing machine. Now, I like to incorporate a little bit of Cornwall. My husband had a little bit of time off, Easter time and last week. So we went out and had lunch, and we went down to a beautiful place. I've done a few reruns here, so I don't know if I've said this or not. But we did go down to Carbis Bay Hotel, which was down near St Ives, just before you get to St Ives in Cornwall. St Ives is a beautiful place, but it does get chock-a-block with holiday makers in the summer, and the locals can't sort of squeeze in the car parks anywhere. But if you do come to Cornwall, though, Carbis Bay Hotel is beautiful. If you want a nice bit of uplifting prettiness around you when you go in to sit down, I thought how lovely it was. They got flowers everywhere, you know. And yeah, it was nice. The portions that we had were quite big, and we loved it. So we thought we'd go back with friends on the Sunday. Now, we had a roast on the Sunday, but I wasn't enjoying my pork. I found it a little bit tough. So they come out, took it away, and come back with another one for me. And that one was lovely. So I'm going to pop a little picture in of the first meal we had on the first day. That was lovely. A little bit too big a portions, I thought my husband's sandwich was, you know. I think we could have just shared that. But yeah, we had a lovely time, and I done a nice bit of filming there, and I might pop the Dutchie in as well if I got that, because I obviously been down there as well. But just before I go and do that, I want to show you one more pattern I bought this week. I'll just stop it a minute. There you go. I just want to show you this pattern I bought this week. I really did love this shirt. It's a Simplicity S9889. I just thought I love that. I mean, you could even, where there's you know, it's got a little panel there, you could stop at that panel and make a dress down at the bottom, you know, with some lovely pockets in the dress. I think that would look lovely, and that there done in some lovely pink summery fabric would lovely with white jeans. You know, really love that. And I got this one, starts from a 12 to a 20, so at least if you're in between a 14 and a 16, that size works well with this one. So I really love that. I can't wait to do that. And I also bought some new fabric. I don't think I've showed you, but when I do so many reruns, because I would think, oh, I didn't say that right. So I'm not sure whether I showed you this or not, but this was some more fabric I bought in Truro Fabrics. It's got linen in it, but sorry, I'm sure I'm tired. It's got some sort of linen in it. I don't know how much, 30-40%, and the rest is cotton. But it just feels nice. I think it's going to be see-through. I can see through it myself. So at my end, I can see through that. I don't know if you can see there, but I shall have to line that one. But these are my sort of favourite colours, these teals and pinks and whatever is in there. Reds, I think, but I just loved it. I love those colours. Anyway, I've done, got one more thing to show you before you go. You know I love making me cushions, so I had to have a little bash at doing another one. So I've done this one. I've done that one. So that's another one I done because for one of my little granddaughters, she's moved, so that'll go in her bedroom. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. All my little clips I hope you've seen. If not, I'll put them in right now. Here we are. Coming down to Carbis Bay. We're going to have lunch today with our lovely friends. And we popped down here yesterday and it was absolutely beautiful sunshine. I did do a bit of filming, but mostly inside. So just show you as we, you know, come up to the hotel so you get the whereabouts. This is Carbis Bay in Cornwall and it is a beautiful hotel. There we go. Any parking spaces? There we are. What way are we walking in? This way? Yeah. This is absolutely lovely. Oh, I love me art. Yeah. It's a beautiful hotel here. Oh, look at it in here. It's another little cozy little sitting area. I love me hotels. Let's have a look in here. Oh, look at that. It almost looks like tapestry, but it is painted. My daughter loves her books. In her house she got lovely bookcases with all her books on. It's pretty, isn't it? Here we go. Oh, what's this here? Oh, don't know if they're for sale or not. Hi.
Hello.
We're back again.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Good.
Must have liked it yesterday, didn't we? We're back.
Have you booked it?
Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really love coming back and can't wait to see some nice comments again. They really cheer me up. I love that. Anyway, thank you so much and I'll crack on with that dress. And now I've got me Sojo back. I shall be back up here making a lot more. Thanks for watching and bye for now. Bye.